Star Wars is LEGO's most popular theme, and so it's no surprise that it's produced some of the most expensive minifigures of all time. And today we're going to be ranking every single Star Wars movie by its most expensive LEGO minifigure. And getting right into it, in 13th place we have the Phantom Menace with this OG Watto minifigure, which comes in the 2001 Watto's Junkyard set, which has become insanely expensive despite having one of the most chopped minifigures of all time. I do own this minifigure. As you can see, I've gone full LARPer mode with it, and while the simplicity and nostalgia do give it a nice charm, it's really lacking in detail, and it looks inaccurate and cartoonish compared to Watto's we'd get later on, and that's why the Phantom Menace ends up in last place. And next up in 12th place, we have Revenge of the Sith with this $224 Anakin Skywalker. And this one has become so valuable due to being one of only 5 minifigures with the light-up lightsaber. And while that is a great gimmick, the rest of this figure really shows its age with no leg printing and an extremely simplistic torso and face print, along with a hairpiece that does not work very well for Anakin. And that's why this figure is dragging Revenge of the Sith down to 12th place. But moving on to 11th place, I've got Attack of the Clones with this OG Jango Fett worth $377. And I really do love this minifigure, so I hate to put it this low. But when you take the nostalgia glasses off, you can see that this is a very simple minifigure that is not that great, especially when compared to the Mandalorian minifigures of today. And that's why it's down here in 11th place. But breaking into the top 10, we have Episode 8, The Last Jedi, which actually has the most expensive minifigure on this list, Finch Dallow. And most of you guys probably know the lore on this guy, but if not, he appeared in this variant of the Resistance Bomber set, which was only on shelves for an extremely short period of time, and so he became extremely rare and valuable. And while Finch is a solid minifigure that is quite accurate to the movie, he doesn't have anything special to set him apart from the other heavy hitters on this list, and so Episode 8 ends up in 10th place. But now we go from the most expensive to the least expensive minifigure with Episode 7, The Force Awakens Captain Phasma. And while Captain Phasma is one of the best character designs the sequels gave us, the LEGO minifigure doesn't quite capture the magic because it's really missing the shine that her armor has in the movie, and the cloth piece doesn't quite do the cape justice either. If this minifigure was chrome, it could top the list, but as it is, The Force Awakens takes a respectable 9th position. But moving on to 8th place, we have the 2008 Clone Wars film with this Phase 1 Captain Rex. And while this is a very popular character and minifigure, it doesn't have leg printing and the torso is a reuse from a generic clone trooper. But the helmet and face prints are very solid, and the pauldron and comma pieces are great as well, so the Clone Wars makes it to 8th place. But moving on to 7th place, we have Episode 4, A New Hope, with this $142 Greedo minifigure from 2004. And this minifigure does show its age a little bit with no leg printing and minimal torso detailing compared to more recent Greedo minifigures we've gotten. But it did nail the head mold on the first try and is still the only rendition of Greedo to feature arm printing, which perfectly nails the outfit that Greedo had in the film. So this minifigure makes it up to 7th place. And up next, in 6th place, we have Rogue One with this Galen Erso minifigure from the UCS Death Star. And this actually used to be a $150+ minifigure, but after it was leaked en masse from the Mexico factory, it's now come down to be $76. And while this is a quite simple minifigure, Galen's outfit on screen is also quite simple, so this minifigure does everything it needs to do, and that's why it makes its way into 6th place. And as we break into the top 5, consider subscribing if you have enjoyed so far. But at 5th place, we have The Empire Strikes Back with the legendary Cloud City Boba Fett minifigure. This has become the most expensive LEGO Star Wars minifigure of all time, selling for over $2,000. It was the first Star Wars minifigure to feature arm printing and leg printing. And while the helmet and the overall design of the figure is slightly outdated, it had to make the top 5 just because of how legendary it is within the theme. And up next, something I would never say in any other type of ranking, but in 4th place, we have Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, with this Kylo Ren minifigure. And this version of Kylo has become desirable because it's the only one to have the red markings from when his helmet was repaired. And the printing on this minifigure captures the outfit perfectly, and at the end of the day, all you can ask for is accuracy on a LEGO minifigure, and that's why Kylo Ren has made it this high. But starting off the podium with 3rd place, we have Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, and this Boushh Leia minifigure, which comes in this Jabba's Palace set with one of the most goated minifigure lineups of all time. And once again, this minifigure just nails every detail of the outfit from the movie, and it has a fantastic helmet mold, so that's why it deserves to be in third place. But on to our penultimate spot. At second place, we have the Solo movie. And while this was not the best Star Wars movie, it is known for producing some of the best LEGO Star Wars sets and minifigures of all time. And its most expensive minifigure, the Mimban Stormtrooper, is no exception to that. With exceptionally detailed printing across the legs, torso, and helmet that does a great job capturing the details from the film, along with one of the best cloth pieces that LEGO Star Wars has ever produced, this minifigure just missed out on first place. And so, of course, taking that number one spot is the most recent Star Wars movie, The Mandalorian and Grogu, represented by this Zeb Orrelios minifigure. And the last Zeb minifigure from Rebels was already legendary, but this one makes it look like a relic with dual molded arms and legs, incredibly detailed printing that does a great job connecting from the legs to the hips to the torso, and that head mold is just perfection. I think there's a strong case for this being the best LEGO Star Wars minifigure ever, and I think it's undoubtedly the best one on this list. But let me know if you agree down in the comments, as well as what your favorite expensive Star Wars minifigures are. Subscribe for future content, and have a great day.